Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Record Club. It is just me, Shawn. Today, I am flying solo today because I made the call to give my wife, Jenny, the week off because this has been the craziest week. I feel like we always say that, right? Oh, this week was crazy, but this week was crazy. Beckett turned 18. He graduates tonight. He had senior grad night last night up at Disneyland. I had to pick him up from the school at 4 in the morning. But the entire time, so Jenny wishes she could be here. She does apologize. And she said that we could do it later, but I was like, the work has been crazier than normal. Yesterday I've never seen her like this. It was terrible. I felt so bad for her. She started work at 8 in the morning and she stopped working at 5:30 this morning. So it was that's not 24 hours, but it's 21 and a half, 22. It was, and she was like, it wasn't just like I'm working. It was like I'm stressed working for that long. It was crazy. I kept waking up. She wasn't in the bed, so I kept going out to the living room, like, you're still out here? Like, I feel so bad for you. So, again, her job and my job are very different. Being a senior paralegal, doing whatever you would call my job, very different. And I do appreciate that she always comes on as well. But, yeah, this week I was like, dude, you need to sleep. So she is hopefully sleeping right now. I'm recording this very late. It is Thursday at 8:30 in the morning, which usually we have this out by now. So apologies. It's just been such a crazy week. And, it's been wild. But here I am ready to talk Modern Lovers. Jenny did have a couple notes on a few of the songs, so I can go into that as well. And she gave me her review, so we can talk about that. We can talk about all of it. So we're just going to, we're going to go back to the old days of Record Club when it was just me, and we're just going to, maybe this won't be an hour. I'm going to tell you right now it's not going to be an hour, but we will talk Modern Lovers. And if that's what you're into, we got you covered. All right, now, I had never heard of this band, but I feel like I've seen this album cover before. I'm not sure. I would have guessed, just judging by the album cover, that this was like early 2000s band. Like, this to me was a very The Strokes looking, I didn't think it was actually from the 70s, and that was a surprise to me. I asked around people at the studio and just in my personal life, like, have you heard of the Modern Lovers? And everyone's like, no. Like, what is this? Like, no one's heard of this. So pretty interesting that they're on the list. Now, I found out a couple facts. One, I was like, so it's always funny when I find out a fact, you can tell how excited I get if I tell, like, everyone at work this fact. I'm like, dude, I found something out. This is crazy. And for me, that happened this week. So I'll let you know in a little bit what it is, but it's wild. It's crazy. Okay, let's talk about the Modern Lovers. Now, the band originally, they formed in Boston in 1970. Jonathan Richman is the singer, guitar, songwriter. Jerry Harrison is the keyboards. Ernie Brooks is on bass, and we got David Robinson on drums. Now, they were very much heavily inspired by the Velvet Underground, who Jonathan Richman was a huge fan of. Ended up moving to New York and sleeping on the Velvet Underground's manager's couch. They thought he was, like, talented, but he kind of lacked the vocal range. So they thought. But they did see something in him. He became friends with Lou Reed, and then recorded this album when he went back to Boston. He found some friends, and Brooks, Robinson, and Harrison was the last one to join. And they rehearsed a shitload to get the sound of, like, super minimalist rock and roll. Like just trying to, but this shit was before the Ramones. Like it was crazy to me that actually this was like, I definitely heard like people in interviews talk about this is like what they consider to be like one of the first punk like records. And it's like, you've never heard of it. And I do, yeah, anyways, interesting stuff. Okay, so let's talk about the album itself because it's kind of weird. So the album came out, it was recorded in 1972, and they had a few producers, but Jonathan Richman kind of was over the album before it even came out. He didn't like the sound of it anymore. He kind of was like moved on and just didn't really care about this sound of music. He wanted something softer. And so they broke up in 1974 before the album was even finalized. And then the record label, Berkeley, I think, eventually got the best tracks of this and released them in 1976. But the band was already gone by that point. It was already disbanded. So interesting that like this all takes place, and now it's on this list of like considered to be one of the best albums of all time. Super wild. Now afterwards, they all did their shit, which I'll get into now. Why not? Jonathan Richman went solo. And then he kind of started being billed once this album came out as Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. So I think he realized, like, okay, like this album did do something. So like I should keep that name. But it has, more gentler. It was acoustic oriented style. And honestly, this dude, here, I'll just tell you the fact that I learned I was so excited about. He kind of has become like a cult hero in like the indie punk scene a little bit, but this fucking guy is the guy who is singing the entire movie of There's Something About Mary. He's the guy in the tree singing that, like his friends would say stop dreaming. That's him. That's the fucking guy. He's in There's Something. That was wild to me. He's in There's Something About Mary. That's fucking crazy. And first off, as a kid seeing that movie, I sang those songs all the time. All the time. I was like, Mary, I was always singing that shit. So I just can't believe that this is the guy in the band. That very exciting for me. Okay. Now, Jerry Harrison joined the Talking Heads, and he became their keyboardist and guitarist. For a bit, people considered the years that he was there the classic years, the Talking Heads. So, shouts out. David Robinson co-founded a band called The Cars. We have heard of them. And he was drums on their biggest songs. And then Ernie Brooks worked with David Johnson and Arthur Russell. And he stayed in New York, and he kind of was in the avant-garde scene. So he was doing more of the artsy shit. So that's where they went after this band. And I only bring it up because they were doing this shit as this album was coming out. It was already after. It was so weird. So weird. Let's now get into the actual songs themselves. Let's start with Roadrunner. Also, I always say this, but it's kind of weird to me how the fucking songs on Apple Music where it's like, oh, there's 40 songs on this album. It's like, well, where's the album that I want the original when it came out? Like, what was on that? It's so hard to find that. Why can't I find this? I usually make a playlist, and I forgot to do that today because, again, it's been a crazy week. I thought I was going to go back to bed after I dropped off Sawyer, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just get Record Club. Let's go. Let's get it going. I feel bad at it being late. You guys are paying for it now. I can't have it just... I guess you were paying for it before, honestly, in Make 64. But still, that's why I was always on time, because I care. So I'm here. I care. Let's get it going. Roadrunner. Now, weird, and Jenny put this in her notes as well, and I had the same thought. He counts to 6. I don't think I've ever seen... It's always like 1, 2, 3, 4. But 6. Weird. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roadrunner, Roadrunner. Going faster miles an hour. Gonna drive fast and stop and shop. With the radio on. I'm in love with Massachusetts. And the neon when it's cold outside.
Massachusetts, I think, has adopted this as to be like one of like their state songs because it's like I think it's like a love letter to Massachusetts a little bit because he even says I'm in love with Massachusetts, so that's how I kind of picked up on that.
All right. I'm in love with modern moonlight. 128 when it's dark outside. I'm in love with Massachusetts.
Okay.
I'm in love with the radio on.
Okay. So, I definitely, for me, these songs are all like I see like I hear sometimes I hear like the Strokes a little bit. I hear Ramones a little bit. I hear a lot of other. I hear it, but I don't know how I feel about it all the way yet. So we'll keep talking about it. We'll see. Now, one of the notes I thought was interesting that Jenny pulled up is that well, they're all pretty good, honestly, but the Sex Pistols recorded a rough demo of this in 1976, so the song was like pretty much brand new when they did that. Now, Johnny Rotten said, although he hates all music, Roadrunner is his favorite song. So, how about that? Now, when they recorded it, he still forgot most of the lyrics, but still his favorite song. Shouts out, I guess, to Johnny Rotten. Okay, anyways, let's see what we got here. I have my little notes as well. Okay. It was inspired by the Velvet Underground's song Sister Roy, especially Jonathan Richman was saying like the rhythm continuously going like that. They recorded it in 2 takes, and it references Route 128, which is a real Boston highway. And it said it was nearly adopted as the official rock song in Massachusetts, but it wasn't. But they do appreciate it. It is like a statewide appreciated song, I guess, I suppose. Okay. Let's move on now to Astral Plane. Let's talk about the Astral Plane. Oh, I'm going to remember to unmute it. I'm getting better at this, I swear.
Tonight I'm all alone in my room. I'll go insane if you won't sleep with me. I'll still be with you. I'm gonna meet you on the astral plane. The astral plane before dark at night. The astral plane, or I'll go insane. Well, I don't see you and it's getting dark. Today we should have gone to a Central Park. Well, don't you want to see me ever again? If not, I'll meet you on the astral plane. Astral plane.
Okay. Now, it's funny because I'm looking at Jenny's notes and like I love this. I didn't read these before I went live, which maybe I should have, but I think I kind of just like to see what she says live. It's like the same when she's here. I'm just reading this now. Now, she hates this man's voice. Now, I think when I did tell her I was doing this morning before I sent her off to bed, she did say like it grew on her a little bit more as time went on, but at first she hated his voice. Okay, this is what she says. I'm just going to read what she says. Ernie Brooks, a member of the band, said that Jonathan was obsessed with the astral plane as a way to connect with others. He was socially awkward and felt isolated. Ernie also said that Jonathan would go to sleep with the intention of visiting the object of his affection. He truly believed that he could enter someone else's dreams and connect with them on the astral plane, which is what he's saying. Like, if you don't want to see me, that's fine. I'll see you on the astral plane. And then Jenny put in all caps, feels like stalking. It's dream stalking, for sure. Kind of, like that's like a weird, what a weird guy. Well, that's weird. Okay, so he wrote this was one of his earliest songs in 1970. It was influenced by Richman's love of 1950s rock and doo-wop, and he has the lyric, "If you won't sleep with me, I'll still be with you," which is weird. Which is weird. Okay. Weird shit. Let's get to the old world.
Well, the old world may be dead. Our parents can't understand, but I still have parents, and I still love the old world. Oh, I had a New York girlfriend, and she couldn't understand how I could still have parents and still love the old world.
Okay, so I did not know what he was saying for the longest time. At the part where he goes like, actually, I'll go back right here. What are you saying? Ready? Here we go.
I could still have parents.
It's so quick, right? Still have parents. He's saying still love my parents. So he's talking about like the old world, or maybe like his old, like being a kid. I still love my parents. Like it's funny that on this like punk record or whatever, he's talking about how much he loves his parents, and like, you know, his new girl can't understand how like, yeah, I still love my parents, and I like going like home and kind of like reconnecting with like my past a little bit. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, who? No. But I think it's cool that he's like admitting all this and is just like, no, I'm nostalgic for like what I used to have and what life used to be. I found like he's very vulnerable in this, and he also, in this whole album, he's kind of talking about things that like maybe aren't like the coolest takes, but he's just like, yeah, I don't want to just like, we'll get to that song later, but I don't want to just like get with girls and like not care about them. I want to like be in love, and like it's like funny that like, you know, that's what he's singing about, where it's just like, yeah, no, I don't want a one night stand. Fuck that. You know, shuts out. Anyways, he was again very close with his parents, and he later re-recorded this as a more acoustic and wistful version, which is kind of what his style later, anyways. And yeah, it shows the influence of Roy Davies and the Kinks in its theme and tone. So that's what I have to say about the old world. Now let's get to the next song, which is Pablo Picasso. If it will play.
Well, some people try to pick up girls and get called asshole. This never happened to Pablo Picasso. You could walk down your street, girls could not resist the stare, and so Pablo Picasso was never called an asshole.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this song. It's long. I don't get what he's talking about. And I looked it up to see like, what is this about? And we'll get into it, but it's like, I don't know about this one.
Well, the girls would turn the color of the avocado when he would drive down their street in his Eldorado. He could walk down your street and girls could not resist the stare. Pablo Picasso never got called an asshole.
Okay.
Not like you.
All right. Weird, right? Like, this is a weird one. Okay, so it's talking about his observation of toxic masculinity, produced by John Cale, who also played piano on this track. The lyrics mock Picasso's supposed sexual magnetism. He was only 5'3", but the girls couldn't resist. Now, this was covered by David Bowie and John Cale, who plays the original song. And yeah, I don't know. One of Richman's most iconic and detached songs, which iconic. Oh, ironic, huh? I can't read. Ironic. Got it. Very different. Okay, let's go to the next song called She's Cracked. She's Cracked.
Well, she was sensitive. She understood me. If she understood the European things from 1943. But she does all these things that I can't stand. I get jealous. She stays with another man. She cracked. I'm sad, but I won't. Oh, she cracked. I'm hurt. You're right. Oh, well, she cracked. I won't. If she did these things.
Okay, so I like this song actually. This song's pretty dope. It definitely sounds to me like the most like punk rock sound on this album, I think. But again, I'm no punk rock expert, so what do I really know? But it just seems that way to me. This is one of the last tracks that they recorded, and the band was already kind of getting sick of each other at this point. So they say that you can hear the band's tension in this song. Is that true? Can you? I don't know if I could, but that's what people have said. Now, this was covered by Echo and the Bunnymen. I'm interested, actually, to hear what. Let's find out. You know what? It's just me today. Let's find out what Echo and the Bunnymen sound like. She's Cracked, Echo and the Bunnymen. No results. Okay, well, that's not. Maybe they didn't record a cover of it. No. That's why you should do the research before, everyone, and you get it all lined up. Usually I have my playlist all going and everything else, but all right. Well, maybe they didn't do it. Maybe, no, it doesn't look good. Does not look good. Okay, well, maybe it's just live and who fucking knows. Or maybe my internet is broken. That actually. Yep. Susie and the Banshees covered it. Found that. Let's listen to that. Hello?
Well, she was sensitive. She understood me. Well, she understood you, me, and things in 1943. She does all these things that I can't stand. I get jealous if she stays with another man. She cracked. I'm sad, but I won't.
Dude, I like this, actually. I like her voice a lot. That's dope. All right, good cover. Good-ass cover. All right. Let's go to our next song. Where is it? I see, that's the thing. I lost it all because I was getting all cute by going around the bend. Can you tell that I'm tired? I feel like it's reading pretty well. I apologize, everyone. I'm nowhere as near as tired as my wife right now, but here's why. Okay, we're gonna go on a tangent. Why in the world would you have the seniors in their high school have their grad night? It's at Disneyland, as I said, California Adventure. That's cool. That's fucking cool. That's fun. But why would you do it the day of graduation? So, like, the day before, I guess. They left at 4 in the afternoon, got home at 4 in the morning, and now they're going to graduate, I think, at 4 in the afternoon again. So, like, what do we... They're just going to be exhausted. Like, Beckett is sleeping right now, but then the parents have to pick everyone up. Like, ugh. Why did they do this? What is happening? All right, there's my complaints. I'll try to reduce the complaining. I'm done with it. Okay, let's go to the next song, Hospital.
When you get out hospital. Let me back into your life. I can't stand what you do. I'm in love with your eyes. And when you get out of the dating bar, I'll be here to get back into your life. I can't stand what you
Dude, I will say this is my favorite song on the album. This song I think is great. It's fucking dope.
Oh, I can't stand what you do. Sometimes I can't stand you. And it makes me think about me, that I'm involved with you. But I'm in love
I mean,
with this power that shows through in your eyes.
I was listening to this for the first time, and this song came on, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I like went back and listened to it again. Like, I usually just listen to the album all the way through, but this one was like, it caught my attention. Like, this one's cool. Now it's funny because the research I was doing for it, it was saying that it's one of his most emotionally vulnerable songs, and one of the most emotionally vulnerable songs in just like early punk itself. Like, this is pretty like, you know, weren't many songs like this at the time. You know, he recorded it like they say you can hear it as like genuine pain. You can hear it. It was based on a real experience he had, but he never named the person who it's about. So he's like, this is a real story. I'm not going to say who though. And then now this song helped influence early what they call slowcore and indie bands to be more vulnerable and talk about feelings. And it's like, did this start emo? Was this the beginning of emo, this song? Maybe. I know. Indie music and emo are kind of like sometimes like pretty close. So I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, that song's great. Super dope. Okay, let's go to the next song called Someone I Care About. Boom. Okay, so again, the theme here is awesome. I mean, this is who I am. But like, I don't want a girl to fool around. I just want a girl like to love, and it's a whole song about how like makes you feel like I don't know. It's just like talking about how like I just don't want a girl who's like not into me. I don't know. It's really vulnerable, but I like this. I mean, it's fucking cool to me. I don't want some cocaine sniffing triumph in a bar. I don't want to make a rich girl crawl. What I want is a girl that I care about, or I want no one at all. I don't know. That's fucking cool to me. That's cool to me. Anyways, okay. It's a critique of the free love ethos of the time. Everyone was about free love, and he was not. Richman has called this one his anti-sleaze anthem. And they say that this message helped inspire later indie romantics such as Belle and Sebastian. You know, I wonder if Belle and Sebastian's in here. I bet you there's one. Probably there's one Belle and Sebastian album in this book. We'll see. The bass line is one of Ernie Brooks' best on the album, is what people say. And Now, the line, I don't want a girl to fool around with, has become like a defining lyric of his like overall persona, and people like identify him with that, which is a cool thing if you're like me to be like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I wanted. And I got Jenny. I'm fucking stoked. But, like it's like I didn't want like a bunch of girls, friends or whatever, and I just wanted Jenny. So worked out for me, thank God. Okay, now let's talk about the next song, which is Girlfriend. Okay, here we go.
If I were to walk the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, well, first I'd go to the room where they keep the Cezanne. But if I had by my side a girlfriend, well, then I could look through the pages.
I feel like I hear his
right through them.
he sounds most like something about marrying this.
I'd have found something that I understand.
Now, I will say I do not know for certain,
A girl,
but I think Jenny hated this song only because of this part right here when he spells it, and he spells it incorrectly right here.
That's a girlfriend, baby.
She was like, he spelled it wrong. Anyways, it's funny that things I read, people are like, I thought if I would only hear this song, I thought he was being ironic and kind of being like, whatever. But like listening to the rest of the album, I was like, oh no, he really just wants a girlfriend. He's like completely earnest here. This is what he wants. 4:00 in the afternoon in the Fenway. Now that I've been to Boston, I can understand, and I've been to Fenway Park. I get it. Now I'm just like Jonathan Richman. Anyways, let's get a couple more little notes I took for this song. This is seen as a prototype for his later childlike songwriting. The song's naive tone contrasts sharply with the cynical love songs of the era. And him screaming he wants a girlfriend. Did he ever get? I didn't look to see if he ever got married. I bet he did get a girlfriend though. I bet he did. Okay, let's go to now. This next song is the last song on the album when it came out, or album proper. But again, I think it was hard to. It's hard to find because on iTunes, there's like more. There's several more. There's 17 songs on this album, but everything I was looking at was like, well, I think originally it came out with 9. I think. Regardless, this is the last song we're going to cover. So I listened to them all. I listened to all 17 songs a lot, but I didn't take notes past this one. So just so you know, let's listen to Modern World.
Sunny day that shines down on Moses Street, and I love the USA, so share the modern world with me. 'Cause I'm in love with the USA now, I'm in love with the modern world now. Put down the cigarette and drop out a BU. Alright. Out in the afternoon.
Okay.
Out in the arid plain.
All right, we got it. So I looked it up while the song was playing just to double check. When the album first came out, this was the last song. So in 1986, it was re-released, and then the other songs were added. So I did the right thing. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, now this song is. What was I going to say? Oh, he wanted this song to be a response of the hippie excess and cynicism. It to me is really funny though that like he's singing about hippies and everything else, because again, this all sounds like it's way later to me. Like it sounds like it could have been made in like the early 2000s as like a, you know, when the Strokes came out, it sounded like a 70s band to me. And I feel like they could have been doing the same thing in the cover. I don't know. It's just this. It was a surprise to me overall that this was such a old record. But yeah, that's kind of it. Now, what do I think of it? I think that this album overall, I think it's cool, but it is not something I probably will go back to. I don't think. Maybe, but I don't think so. Jenny said that it grew on her, and she gave it a 3.5 pieces of vinyl. I think I'm going to give it a 3 pieces of vinyl for myself. It was good, but, you know, it didn't, like, shake me to the core or anything like that. Let's see what Rolling Stone has to say about it. Jonathan Richman moved from Boston to New York as a teenager in hopes of sleeping on Lou Reed's couch. That influence shows on the 2-chord anthem Roadrunner, recorded in 1972, but not released until 1976. The Modern Lovers turned the studio tough sounds of the Velvets into the ode to suburban romanticism. Rock and roll was about that stuff that was natural, Richmond said. I wasn't about drugs and space. Songs like Pablo Picasso, Girlfriend, and Dignified Old touched generations of punk and indie rock innocence. Boom. Touched them. Okay, now we are going to listen to a bit of That's the Joint by Funky 4+1, which came out in 1980. I had never heard this song before, or at least I hadn't heard it in its entirety until this week. Let's listen to That's the Joint. Okay. Okay, so this is the joint. 1980. I had never heard of the Funky 4+1. Now, this is the first one of the hip hop groups to feature a female MC, Shaw Rock. And she is the +1 in the name, in case you wanted to know. But I think it's super rad that they had a girl in this, and it definitely inspired a lot of female empowerment to get, obviously the female rappers are it's a very big thing. But she was like the first one out there, in songs like this. So shouts out to her. Good job. So let me see what other little notes I have. Grandmaster Flat. No. He wasn't in this. Okay, it's the first in hip hop among the first rap songs to feature multiple MCs trading verses so fluidly. So that was like a precursor of what they call the posse cut. They had a TV appearance of the Funky 4+1, was the first hip hop act to perform on a national television when they were on Saturday Night Live in 1981. And it influenced generations of artists like De La Soul, A Tribe Called Quest, The Roots, have cited this as this track as a foundational influence. So yeah, dude, cool. Shouts out all the way. Now, what do I give? I guess we kind of stopped rating the songs, right? Like the song is long. For me, it was a little too long. No disrespect, but you know, that's just me. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to listen to a song from our platinum member Mary and Steve. We are going to be listening to Prism 45 by Taffy. Let's check out this. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. The song is 7 minutes long. Super chill vibe. What? Kick it in, baby. This part reminded me of Linger, right? A little bit. I like the voice a lot. It reminds me of like with the beat is a more peppy blonde redhead. Maybe that's crazy, but now this is the third album from Taffy, I am learning, and I think they're from Japan. It's a Japanese band, which is super cool. And yeah, their third album came out. It's hard to find, honestly, because there wasn't that much about them that I could really find. This album came out this year, though, so it's new. But before that, their albums... I should turn this down. Before that, their albums came out in like 2015, so it's been 10 years. People waiting for the next Taffy. And we got it, baby. Yeah, I thought this was a super chill. I like this a lot, Mary and Steve. Driving around, like picking up people from practice and stuff, I had this on a lot. So I dug it. I think I'll check out the whole album as well. Lull is what the album is called. I will check it out. Yeah, I really don't know why her voice reminded me so much of Blonde Redhead, but it did. So that album, Elephant Woman in particular, so good. 23 is also pretty good. If you guys like Blonde Redhead or not, I don't know, but I do. I'm a fan. Okay, so let's talk about the next album that we will be listening to. What could it be? What will it be? I also have people to thank, and I'm not going to forget that. I will not. I refuse to forget. Okay. Got the chip. 330. 330. We will be listening to... Dude, we almost got Madonna Like a Prayer. Jenny would have been so fucking excited for that. But we got Aftermath by the Rolling Stones. Okay, it's happened. We finally got a Rolling Stones album on this list. On the Rolling Stone Top 500, we've gone through, what is this, 112 episodes without hitting the Rolling Stones. We got them. Now, truth be told, I don't really give a fuck about the Rolling Stones. So I will listen to this with open minds, and I will try to see if, that's what it's all about. It's trying to figure out, like, do I like the Rolling Stones? I don't know. We'll see. And the song is going to be Notorious B.I.G. Big Papa. That's a good one. Okay. Let me get my little note out here. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribes to this show on Patreon. You guys have been so great. This has been a pleasure to do. I'm trying to maybe get like a little home studio so me and Jenny can just do this in the garage and we don't have to come in here to do it. I got a camera, so I'm getting there. I'm piecing things together, and eventually, hopefully, one day, I'll be able to make that happen. We'll see. Garrett City's going to come over and help. Just tell me, make a list of things I'll need to do it. So one day. But anyways, thank you so much for everyone who's subscribing. My Patreon has actually gone up, and I can't tell you what that means to me. It is, it makes doing the show, which I already enjoy, but like way better. So thank you. Okay, so obviously I'm thinking Dan. I'm thinking Kevin Hilt shouts out. Mary and Steve, we already talked about you and your song. Love that. Inspector Ryan, thank you so much. And Ellipsoids, welcome. Ellipsoids wrote me a lovely message saying that they got a raise. Shouts out. And the first thing you thought of to do with the extra money was to up your level on this Patreon. So sweet. Elliot, thank you so much. And Parastrike Paul as well. Okay. Again, thank you to everyone who subscribes and who watches and who supports this show and supports me and Jenny and last week Emma. You guys are the best. Truly, this is great. So let's all listen to Aftermath by the Rolling Stones and Big Papa by Notorious B.I.G. And we will see you next week. I'm pretty sure Jenny will be on. The kids are getting out of school as of today. In a couple hours, they're done. I'm going to have 2 kids in college. I'm going to have a 7th grader and a 5th grader. Oh, they're all so old now. Anyways, all right. Love you guys. We will see you next week. Goodbye. Wait.